Now on CoastTV News.
A first responder killed in the line of duty. What we know about the tragic accident under investigation.
Prioritizing pedestrians, Bethany Beach is looking to put new safety measures in place.
Catching a wave to a new location, a local shop is expanding. We'll tell you to where.
Where history happens. For decades, generations of beachgoers have marched up and down the boardwalk. Now Rehoboth Beach is fighting for an official designation.
And we are more of a crock pot kind of pattern of warming up this week. I'll explain to you exactly what I mean by that, but you're going to like it.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A heartbreaking tragedy. Sussex County first responders and family members grieving after the loss of one of their own. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with breaking news.
We now know that Ellendale firefighter was killed while responding to the accident you see here from our coast copter.
We have video of a procession carrying the fallen first responder through Georgetown tonight. Multiple agencies and State Representative Brian Shoup have expressed condolences on Facebook to the Ellendale and Georgetown fire companies and family members of the victim.
Delaware State Police confirmed this afternoon that it was investigating a serious accident on Route 9 near Asphalt Alley. From our coast copter, you can see a power pole in the middle of the roadway, power lines down. One dark-colored sedan appeared to have run off the road with some damage to the front of the car.
The call came in around 4:42 p.m. Route 9 between Gravel Hill Road and Shingle Point Road was closed in both directions, and it remains closed at this hour. Delmarva Power's outage map is showing 3 outages along Route 9 near where the crash happened, with 706 customers affected. And we now know the name of the young man who died. The Sussex County government released this photo of 23-year-old William Thomas Berry III. The county says Berry was a logistics technician for the county's Emergency Medical Services Division since 2022. He was also a volunteer firefighter for Ellendale and Georgetown. County flags have been lowered to half staff, and the county says grief counselors are being brought in to comfort colleagues. Delaware State Police is still investigating the crash and how Berry lost his life in the line of duty.
Switching gears here, we're now going to take a live look outside as we get ready to take a look at the weather. Our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams joining us. Paul, you said crock pot?
Yeah, crock pot's a slow warming trend, something very subtle, you know, and also tastes good. Stuff usually tastes good because out of the crock pot, this forecast is going to be very appetizing as well. Our Bay Health camera in Milford right now, where the wind's pushing on to the north, and we're expecting temperature to slip into the upper 60s under a mostly clear skyline. The beautiful thing about tonight's forecast is that I have no bad business to pass along to you. We're looking at totally clear skies. We do have a trough that's sliding through, but it's much ado about nothing. I've always wanted to use that during the forecast, by the way. And another trough which is actually to our west, but a dominant high pressure system is simply not having it. So our breakdown for tomorrow's forecast, we're going to be in the 80s from 2 to, let's say, 6 o'clock, but we're going to be void of any kind of precipitation. And that's just part of the wonderful tale that we are indeed weaving for you in the weather department. We have more in the way of good weather to talk about in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mal.
Thank you, Paul. It's the busiest spot in Bethany Beach with constant foot traffic from locals and visitors alike. And while they currently have some safety measures in place, the town is looking to add more. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us how that discussion is going.
Press the button, wait for the cars, and be on your way. That's the usual system in Bethany Beach between the intersection of Garfield Parkway and Coastal Highway. But Alana Tanowitz, who walks her dog daily around town, says it could still be dangerous.
Not extremely safe, especially at night, because we do often cross Route 1. I do get nervous that cars won't see us.
Bethany Beach wants to change that, and they are considering a few improvements to the 2 crossovers. The town wants to add these flashing signs so that drivers know people are crossing even at night. And on top of that, it also makes a sound so you know the signs are ready to keep you safe. Tom Okerson, who lives a block away from the proposed project, thinks these signs will be a big help.
I think adding lights to the next street up would probably be beneficial for us and certainly beneficial for the next street up.
The total cost for this project is looking to be $61,000, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. I talked to someone who was in the financial committee for Bethany Beach, and he told Coast TV that the price for this project is around the same as the other ones they've done throughout the years. And he believes it's a good investment to keep Bethany Beach safe. With cars zooming through Bethany Beach, especially during the summertime, locals hope more flashing signs will slow them down.
I think the lights are really important just to notify drivers.
The Bethany Beach Council will discuss this Friday on whether or not to approve the project. I'm Kevin Zepay in Bethany Beach, Coast TV News.
Increasing pedestrian safety is also on the minds of Dewey Beach leaders. Officials there are asking the state to lower the height of flashing yellow crossing beacons. They're designed to boost crosswalk visibility and ensure drivers stop, but they're hard to see in the bright daylight. Officials are hoping that the state will approve lowering the beacons this fall as part of their public safety project. All of this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is most important about Route 1 safety projects?
Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening. It looks like most people say minimal traffic impact. That's at 60%. Quick completion in second place at 35% of the vote. Not a lot of people saying pedestrian safety or staying on budget.
Yeah, really a two-horse race here. You can go be a part of the conversation, though, at coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. In just the past few months, there have been 5 different accidents where drivers plowed into the Georgetown Circle. So now the town is looking to do something about it. Last night, 9 community members were appointed by the Georgetown Town Council to form part of the Circle Advisory Committee. They have a few jobs. One is beautification of the circle, but more critically, making it safer. Charlie Koski, owner of the Shard Unlimited Fine Jewelry, is one of the community members appointed to be part of the Circle Advisory Committee.
It's nice to see that the town is looking at this as a public safety issue, and as a committee of 9 people from different backgrounds and people that are in the community, the stakeholders, hopefully we'll be able to come up with a solution.
The Circle Advisory Committee hopes to present its recommendations for protecting this area to the mayor and council within 6 months.
Good news for bagel lovers. Surf Bagel, it's expanding to Fenwick Island. This will be their 5th location, set to open on Coastal Highway, where the old Dairy Queen used to be. The company says Fenwick's coastal charm makes it a natural fit for Surf Bagel. The doors are expected to open this fall.
Plans to improve Cape Henlopen State Park are taking shape, especially a new park office and entrance. Take a look at your screen. Here are some designs and the proposed site plan. The public can continue to comment on the project until tomorrow.
The Delaware Department of Transportation has released some facts on one of their funds. To date, the Transportation Infrastructure Investment Fund has awarded 29 grants totaling $51 million. The fund has also helped create 9,500 jobs. The TIF is a grant that aims to help build the infrastructure that supports new and growing businesses in Delaware. Businesses can apply for the grant through September 3rd. As Democrats prepare for next week's national convention in Chicago, former President Donald Trump has returned to the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, for the first time in a year.
As NBC's Chris Pallone reports, Mr. Trump's allies are urging him to focus on policy as Vice President Kamala Harris surges in the polls.
The Democrats' candidate for vice president fired up in his first solo campaign event since joining the ticket. Governor Tim Walz defending his 24 years of service in the National Guard after Republicans accused him of retiring to avoid being deployed to Iraq.
I am damn proud of my service to this country. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record.
Both sides hate him.
Walz's speech comes a day after former President Donald Trump had a 2-hour conversation with billionaire supporter Elon Musk on the X social media platform. Trump attacking Vice President Kamala Harris on substance and style.
I saw a picture of her on Time magazine today. She looks like the most beautiful actress ever to live. It was a drawing.
As Vice President Harris climbs in the polls, Trump's allies in public and private are urging him to be more disciplined with his attacks.
The path forward is to focus on policy. Those are 3 words for the Republican Party that I think is a path to success. Focus on policy.
Trump has been critical of the White House's handling of the economy.
We want companies to build here, not to build in other locations, and we want to create jobs. And again, it's about the American dream. You don't hear about the American dream anymore.
But a new poll shows for the first time this cycle, voters think the economy will do better under the Democrat. Today, an inflation indicator came in better than economists expected.
Nothing has actually changed objectively in terms of the economic numbers or people's personal finances in the last 3 weeks. What has changed is the mood.
Democrats trying to keep the mood trending upward heading into their convention next week. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
In response to Donald Trump's attacks and conversation with Elon Musk, the Harris Walls campaign said in a statement, quote, Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class, unquote.
While the race for the White House continues, the current occupant still has work to do. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden took part in a tour and delivered remarks at a cancer moonshot event in New Orleans today. During the remarks, the president announced an additional $150 million in funding for research. It's a project that's personal for the president, who lost his son Beau to brain cancer.
It's fair to say one of the most devastating words anyone can hear, and it's not hyperbole, is cancer. You walk into a doc's office with your child and or yourself, and you get a diagnosis of cancer. How many of you heard that when you walked in? It's frightening. It's frightening.
President Biden also noted that he was amazed when visiting foreign countries that fellow world leaders wanted to know about the Cancer Moonshot Initiative.
DelDOT is getting ready to award some money from their Transportation Infrastructure Investment Fund that we were just talking about, also known as TIF grants. So far, the department has awarded 29 TIF grants that's worth $51 million. It creates nearly 10,000 jobs. The application deadline is September 3rd. Projects that cover construction, design, or public services are eligible for consideration. The race for Delaware's next governor is heating up with a debate scheduled for tomorrow night. Hosted by the Delaware Journalism Collaborative, the debate is slated to start at 7 at the Dover Public Library. Democratic candidates Bethany Long, Matt Meyer, and Colin O'Mara, along with Republicans Mike Ramone and Bobby Williamson, will face off. This event will be live streamed on YouTube in both English and Spanish.
The Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk may earn a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. The Boardwalk and Beach Committee is pushing for this designation. It would help preserve the boardwalk, and it would unlock federal funds for its upkeep. But that's just the first step. They're eyeing National Historic Landmark status next, though that process could take years. A task force will dig into the details and report back to the mayor and commissioners. We've got more news to get to this evening.
Still to come, how a major CEO shakeup will have an impact on your morning coffee and your favorite burrito.
And also, brain injury. It's a major cause of death in the United States. What experts have found to help prevent it.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast for Cambridge. You go from 85 to 86 up to 87, but no rain expected. We're looking for a good deal of sunshine. Healthy sunshine in Crisfield as well, but we stay in the lower 80s here. Your full forecast coming up in 60 seconds.
The savings start early during the pre-Labor Day sale at Johnny Janosic. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices plus 0% APR for 60 months or take an extra 20% off. Shop the pre-Labor Day sale at Johnny Janosic.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models, or get $4,000 purchase cash on this Sierra. We are professional grade GMC.
The biggest mattress savings are happening right now at Johnny Janosic's Mattress World. Get a Kingsdown plush or firm queen mattress with a power base for only $999.95. Shop the Labor Day mattress sale at Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
Beautiful weather for the next couple of days. And you know what? And the humidity, at least the high, bothersome humidity, will cut us some slack as well. Our Lewis Irish Eyes camera, we're holding at 70 degrees. Dew point temperature is a nice, comfortable 64, and the winds are coming out of the south. Now, we are expecting temperatures to stay in the 60s for the rest of this evening, going into the early morning hours with mostly clear skies. We are also clear on our live radar. We're looking very much favorable for beautiful, tranquil kind of a weather pattern. Although we do have a trough that's actually slid through the area with a few clouds here and there, but nothing in the form of precipitation that we had to be concerned with. And we have a very dominant high pressure system that's simply not allowing any of that riffraff stuff to go on with our forecast, really for the next few days in a row, to be quite honest. I mean, we're at 72 in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, but we're at 66 in Milton, 65 in Redden, 67 right now in Georgetown. Now, the big story is, of course, a break from the humidity, which is kind of what we like right here on the beach. Not complaining about that. In addition to that, dry weather and a bit of a sunny stretch. Now, the sunny stretch has a little bit to be concerned with on the flip side, which is it's going to be so sunny that the UV index is going to go up, so you'll need to wear your sunblock. Other than that, I think we're A-okay. And we're also keeping a close eye on what's happening with Ernesto. So, what kind of chances do we have as far as rain is concerned? Listen, we're on the low side for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and I wanted to kind of show you this because I wanted you to know we're not concerned about anything happening on the sidelines here at all. Temperatures in the 70s to low 80s by the time we get to lunchtime, but we're only looking at about 3 to 9 mile per hour winds. So the winds won't make up much of a fuss either. 2:30 Wednesday, temps in the 80s, mid 80s inland, 70s along the shore, and beautiful sunshine. That's what we're expecting. A quick tryst of a sprinkle or two sliding from the north to the south, and I'm about to just ignore that one altogether, okay? Most of us won't even see that. Now, as we go into Thursday, we're looking for temperatures well into the 80s, and then as we go into Thursday night, going into Friday morning, we're going to dip into the 60s, but back to the 80s we go. So we're going to slowly go up day by day, not make a dramatic jump, more of a simmering or more like a crock pot. That's the reference we had earlier in the newscast. Now, this is strictly for Charlie Sakaitis right here. Trees, grass, medium, but our ragweeds are at a high level, which is why if you happen to look at Charlie and his eyes are watering, that's why. He's got allergies. Big time allergies too. All right, 77 to 78 for us in Assateague for our 3-day beach forecast. Lots of sunshine, no rain. We're looking for Ocean City, 2 days of sunshine in a row and a few scattered clouds. And then as we go up to Lewis and Rehoboth, sunshine Wednesday and Thursday, a few extra clouds on Friday. Last but not least, Ernesto's a tropical storm moving to the northwest at 17 miles per hour. Winds a little bit stronger, about to become a Category 1 after we get to 75, but it could be strengthened up to a Category 3 according to the last numbers. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. And yes, my eyes are itchy. Few things are better than man's best friend, the attention, the unabashed love. But every once in a while they need a bath or at least a little grooming. And in Lewis, one couple wants to open a dog grooming salon in their basement. But the couple says they've run into some roadblocks. City officials say that dog salons do not fall under home-based businesses in city code. The couple hopes to get this amended, but some neighbors have opposed the change. The dog groomer says this will be good for the community.
It's just a great little atmosphere, a little great boutique style kind of dog grooming business for the neighborhood that I think really needs something like this.
The Lewis Planning Committee will look at the entire home-based business code at their next meeting. If they think amendments need to be made, the proposal will go before City Council in Lewis. Ratings record. You will not believe how many minutes of total screen time the world spent watching the Olympic Games.
Plus, prices dropping. Good inflation news. We'll look at the numbers that back up the claim next.
On Coast Life, discover the best running shoes to keep you moving. Plus, why getting eye exams for kids is more crucial than ever. And hacks to rescue your carpet from slime, glitter, and more. Tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water. Or maybe into some hot water, if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Right now, during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Gateway Subaru, we're offering incredible savings.
Save up to $3,000 on a new 2024 Subaru Outback. Plus, take advantage of great financing rates as low as 0% for 48 months. Feel the thrill and save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 2.9% for 48 months. And stop by to discover the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
When Roe v. Wade fell, we all got mad. Matt Meyer got to work, securing county funds for the First State Abortion Fund so women can get reproductive care here in Delaware. Matt went to work protecting kids from gun violence too, reducing shootings almost 50%. As Matt's wife, I'm incredibly proud. As an emergency room doctor, I see the difference he's making. Matt will be a great governor because he doesn't just talk, he's walking the walk.
It's Judge Judy's greatest hits with classics like
That's ridiculous. That's a lot of baloney.
Plus,
What are you, nuts?
Judge Judy, delivering the hits daily.
Coming September 9th to CoastTV.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
We have just received a correction from Sussex County government. The man who died on the scene of that crash tonight is Thomas Wilson Berry III, not William Thomas Berry III. They made that change. They've just sent out their own correction. We'll have more information on that story on our website as it comes in. Now moving on to our next story. The inflation price index showed price hikes slowed in July. The index, a key inflation gauge, measuring average price changes seen by producers and manufacturers. The federal government reports the PPI was up 2.2% for the 12 months ending in July. That's a significant pullback from the 2.7% increase registered in June. The Producer Price Index serves as a potential bellwether for retail level inflation in the months ahead.
NBC Universal got a major viewership boost from the Paris Olympics. The company says an average of 30.6 million people watched its daily coverage. That's 82% more viewers than the Summer Olympics 3 years ago in Tokyo. A key factor this year was streaming. NBC says between daytime and nightly primetime coverage, it saw a record 23.5 billion minutes of viewing time on Peacock and its other digital outlets. One of the biggest events was the gold medal game for men's basketball between the United States and France.
Today, Starbucks announced that its CEO, Laxman Narasimhan, will step down immediately. Chipotle CEO Brian Nicola will be tapped to replace him. This discussion comes just a year after Narasimhan took over the role. In that time, the coffee chain has struggled with sales dropping 3% globally and stock falling 17% this year. Nicole has been leading Chipotle since 2018. During his tenure, the chain's revenue grew nearly 800%. Nicole is set to leave Chipotle on August 31st and begin at Starbucks on September 9th.
Here's a story that's out of this world. A new study of Mars suggests there may be enough water in cracks and pores of rock in the middle of the red planet's crust to fill oceans on its surface. Data from a retired NASA mission revealed evidence of the underground reservoir. The study was published Monday in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. It found that the groundwater would likely cover the entirety of Mars to a depth of 1 mile. The data came from NASA's InSight lander. It studied the interior of the planet from 2018 to 2022. According to the study, the water is located between 7 and 12 miles beneath the surface. However, if the water could ever be accessed, the finding suggests a new place to search for life on Mars.
Coming up, we've got action in Baltimore, Maryland. The Orioles and Nationals in game one of a two-game stretch. Highlights from DSN.
Plus, farmers market, great for parents, and this week in Lewis, great for kids. What your little ones can expect if they tag along.
Well, one thing's for sure, if you're tagging along with the golf cart, listen for tomorrow. You might want to go ahead and bring the clubs too, because it's going to be a prime day for you to finally make that hole in one. Wishful thinking, but it's going to be a nice day anyway.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. a delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
The Make It Ford sales event continues at Boulevard Ford Lincoln in Lewis and Georgetown.
During this sales event, you could save over $6,000 on a new 2024 Ford Edge SE.
With a massive selection across the entire Preston network, you're sure to find the perfect fit for your needs.
Hop online and visit boulevardauto.com to see our entire inventory.
Don't miss out on the Make It Ford sales event at Boulevard Ford Lincoln of Lewis and Georgetown. Cars cost less with Preston.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is proud to power Central and Southern Delaware. We power local artists creating masterpieces inspired by nature, eateries with roots that run deep in our communities, and business owners helping other entrepreneurs succeed. We serve a new orchestra founded by co-op members and a new library built to better serve Harrington families. We're inspired by the stories of our friends and neighbors, and it's for these people and places that DEC is committed to keeping the lights on.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales event continues at Preston Ford. Experience incredible deals on a massive selection of over 900 new Ford vehicles. You can save over $11,000 off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s, or get over $9,000 off MSRP on a 2023 Bronco Badlands. Shop with us online at PrestonFord.com and we'll deliver to your driveway today. Visit Preston online or in person during the Make It Ford Summer Sales event at Preston Ford. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love, totally. Big or small, at the beach or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
This Saturday, the historic Lewis Farmers Market is turning into a kids' parade. The farmers market will be packed with activities, including a scavenger hunt to free tickets to pet bottle lambs, face painting, and farm truck photo shoots. There will also be fruit skewer making and special children's story time. Plus, SNAP card holders get a $10 bonus to spend at the market.
In health news, it's a major cause of death and disability in the U.S. About 2.5 million people go to the emergency room for traumatic brain injuries every year, according to the Brain Trauma Foundation. Tonight, Mandy Gaither has more on a new test and why one doctor is calling it a game changer.
From contact sports to car accidents, there are so many ways a person can hurt their brain. Even mild traumatic brain injuries can leave lasting effects.
In about 30% of cases, these patients end up with significant disabilities, problems concentrating, difficulty sleeping, memory problems. Some people have problems with their balance, and they go from being completely functional to dysfunctional.
Dr. Linda Papa with Orlando Health says traditionally, patients who have come in with suspected traumatic brain injury would be evaluated by a doctor to determine if they need a CAT scan. Papa says that can lead to misdiagnoses and takes time when every second counts.
It's important to identify it early so you can get patients the treatment that they need. So, for example, in some cases, patients have brain bleeding and bruising after an injury. And so it's important to detect that early so you can administer life-saving therapy.
Beginning Tuesday, Orlando Health will be using a new rapid blood test, which measures specific proteins associated with a traumatic brain injury. Papa says if the protein levels are high, a doctor can take action very quickly. And if the levels are low, a CAT scan may be unnecessary. The best part, the test provides results in 15 minutes.
It gives us information that we never had before. And I think this is really going to revolutionize care.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In sports, DSN's Kayla Santiago has highlights from Orioles Park.
A gorgeous night at Camden Yards, and we got some post-game tunes as well after the Orioles and the Nationals. Now the O's trying to stay on top of the AL East, and to do that, they're going to have to try and win this series and hope that the Yankees don't win behind them. For the Nationals, they're trying to win back-to-back series, so let's see how game one played out. We start in the top of the first. 2 runners on for the 21-year-old, and James Wood hits it to left field. That brings in C.J. Abrams. That puts the Nationals up 1-0. They would finish the top of the first up 2-0. Bottom of the second we go. Runners at the corners for the Orioles. Ryan Mountcastle, a laser to right field. O'Hearn comes in to score. O's only down by 1 in the bottom of the second. Bottom third, Anthony Santander to center field, and forget about it. That home run sets an Orioles record as the most homers by a switch hitter in a single season. After that big shot, Anthony Santander has 36 home runs on the year. Knotted at 2, Andres Chaparro rips it to left, and he has his first big league hit. James Wood would go to third, and Chaparro with a double in the top of the fourth. He finished with 3 doubles on the night, and Chaparro is just the 4th player in MLB history to have 3 doubles in his major league debut. And the Nationals come out on top 9-3. These 2 teams will be back in action tomorrow night at 6:35 p.m. Reporting in Baltimore, Maryland for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Kayla Santiago.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
Get ready. MediaCom is now
mobile?
Well, not just mobile, but a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on.
Really?
Just check out this map. Coast-to-coast coverage, plus hundreds of free extreme hotspots. It's an unbeatable network, and we've got some unbeatable prices, too.
But I love this phone.
Easy. Keep your phone when you switch. And guess what? You'll love it even more. MediaCom Mobile. Learn more today.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
The Make It Ford sales event continues at Boulevard Ford Lincoln in Lewis and Georgetown.
During this sales event, you could save over $6,000 on a new 2024 Ford Edge SE.
With a massive selection across the entire Preston network, you're sure to find the perfect fit for your needs.
Hop online and visit boulevardauto.com to see our entire inventory.
Don't miss out on the Make It Ford sales event at Boulevard Ford Lincoln of Lewis and Georgetown. Cars cost less with Preston.
The American black duck is an iconic species well known throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Although the population is currently stable, they're well below their population goals and they're considered a species of concern. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service looks to increase and restore black duck habitat throughout the Delmarva Peninsula.
I utilize the Working Lands for Wildlife program to help transform a low-lying wet area into waterfowl habitat.
To learn more about the Working Lands for Wildlife program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
Courtesy of our Spicer Brothers camera, we're going to fall into the mid-60s under mostly clear skies for tonight. Our live radar reflecting just how clear we are. Umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, Tom Cawley of Rehoboth Beach. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Because of the clear skies, we're looking for the UV index to stay elevated to the very high level for the next few days in a row. Call our weather line to keep up with your forecast, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.